Today, I'm going to blow your mind with the truth about computer processors when it comes to trading. You know what drives me nuts? Watching traders argue about clock speed versus core count like they're drafting a fantasy football team when there's just one simple number that tells you everything you actually need to know. Look, I get it. The processor world is about as confusing as trying to read Shakespeare. Marketing departments throw around words like gigahertz and cores to make it sound like it's NASA-level rocket science. But here's the reality check. Most traders are asking the wrong questions entirely. So, let's start with the basics. Clock speed is basically how fast each individual core in your processor can execute instructions. Think of it like the RPMs on your car's engine. The higher the clock speed, the faster the data crunching. We measure it in something called gigahertz, and today's chips run anywhere from 2.5 to 5.2 gigahertz. Now, the core count is a different story. It's how many workers your computer's got under the hood. Picture one really fast mechanic versus a whole team of slower mechanics. Sometimes speed wins, but sometimes teamwork wins. Today's trading CPUs range from anywhere from 4 to 24 cores, depending on how much you're willing to spend. Now, here's where things get interesting for traders. When you're running multiple platforms, streaming live data, juggling scanners, juggling charts, browsers, YouTube, maybe even cat videos on the side, your computer's multitasking harder than a Wall Street intern on Red Bull. Some people swear that clock speed is king. Trading's all about split-second execution, they say. I need the fastest gigahertz possible. Then there's the core count crowd that fires back, nah, bro. More cores means smoother multitasking. 16 cores at 3.5 gigahertz beats 8 cores at 4.5 any day. Both camps make decent points, but both miss the big picture. You can't just multiply cores times clock speed and pretend that means anything. Trading apps all behave differently. Your charting platform may only use 1 or 2 cores, so it loves raw clock speed. But your data feeds and your scanners, they may spread workloads across many cores like they're hosting a potluck. And here's the kicker nobody mentions. Not all cores are created equal. Today's CPUs have performance cores and efficiency cores. So when Intel brags about 20 cores, that doesn't mean they have 20 equal workers. It's more like 8 Ferraris and 12 Priuses trying to drag race. And this is exactly why traders waste money. They'll buy some 20-core monsters thinking more is better, and they'll wonder why their platform runs slower than on their old 8-core machine. Or they'll grab the highest clock score chip on the shelf and then melt it running 5 platforms at once when the market opens. Trading workloads are very unpredictable on these CPUs. One moment you're placing a simple order, the next you're crunching indicators across 6 monitors while CNBC is blaring in the background. And that's why specs on paper only tell part of the story. So what actually matters? It's called the benchmark score. It's the one number that cuts through all of that marketing noise. The benchmark takes your processor through a standardized stress test that mirrors real-world computing. Think of it like a dyno test for your trading engine. It measures total horsepower, not just piston size. And if you want your setup to perform like a Ferrari instead of a forklift, this is the number to watch. Very quickly, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to check your current machine's benchmark score right now. So here is how you figure out your computer's benchmark score. The very first step is that we need to know exactly what processor is in your computer. And that's very simple to do. So in your Windows-based computer, click the Start button and start typing device specifications. You will see it will auto-populate. Just go ahead and click device specifications. A box will come up. It says system and about. What you want to do, just make sure it's scrolled all the way to the top. And here you will see information about your computer. So what we want to do is look for our processor. And in this case, I have the AMD Ryzen 9 9950X3D 16-core processor at 4.3 gigahertz. Jot that down. That is very important piece here because knowing exactly what processor we have will tell us exactly what our benchmark score is. You also might want to jot down how much RAM you have as well while you're on this page. So 90% of the processors are either going to be AMD or Intel. It is possible you have another brand, but it doesn't really matter. Our database of processors should cover just about all manufacturers. So once you've written that down, go ahead and click the link that is in the description under this video. The link is easytradingcomputers.net/CPU. And you can wait till this video is over before you do that. But the link is right underneath this video in the description. Once you click that link, you're going to get to this page right here. You don't have to watch this video. I'm explaining this to you right now. Go ahead and scroll down. Click the Windows icon right underneath the Windows icon. Get started. That'll take you to this page. And underneath this video is a box, and it says Search CPU. In that box, you want to start typing the processor you just wrote down. AMD Ryzen 9. Notice it starts to auto-populate. 9950. And look, here is my processor right here. X3D. I click to fill in the processor. Then I'll click Next Step. And on the very next page, it's giving me my benchmark score, 70,598. And that is how you find your computer's benchmark score. Now look, for serious traders, the magic number is 45,000. You want a benchmark score of 45,000. 25,000 will get it done, but with modern processors, you really want a minimum of 45,000. That's the threshold where your trading PC stops choking on data and starts keeping up with the market. Fall below that, especially way below 25,000, and you risk that dreaded slippage when your computer's lag makes your order hit a market a few milliseconds too late, and suddenly your fill price looks like a bad joke. A CPU scoring 45,000 or higher means your system can handle heavy data flow and multitasking witut breaking a sweat. It doesn't matter if it gets there with fewer fast cores or more efficient ones. What matters is that benchmark total. Benchmark scores eliminate the confusion, the marketing spin, and the geek arguments. They show you what counts, real-world trading performance. So stop obsessing over clock speed versus core count. Focus on benchmark scores. Stay above 45,000, and your system will slice through market volatility like a samurai through sushi. That's the truth about trading processors. And hey, if you're serious about upgrading, check out the links in the description. I've handpicked the fastest trader-optimized system and even put it on sale just for you. And don't forget, slam that subscribe button, because I've got no bullshit trading tech videos coming your way. Do yourself a favor, trade fast, trade smart, and don't get left behind on a machine that belongs in a museum. My name is Eddie Z. Thanks for watching. May the trend be with you. Watch this video next.